think we're live.
Okay, we should be live, hopefully. So we'll give it a few moments to get a few people logged on, and then to do a sound check, because we know that is the most important part of this this session, really.
Yeah, have to hear your dulcet tones, don't they?
Yes, of course. Checking people can actually hear us, which is always good.
Yeah.
So, microphone setting. There's always hundreds of settings to play with these things. Audio. Okay, so we've got the right mic, which is good.
Yeah.
And we've got two people on, which is also good.
Hello, two people.
So the two people that have kindly joined, if you could kindly just give us a thumbs up on the audio, that would be great. And then at least we know that people can actually hear what we're about to talk about, which would be great on this Monday night. Well, Monday night for us in the UK.
Another week gone by.
2nd of the 2nd, actually.
Yeah.
Interestingly. So, first week of February, time's already flying on, which it seems to. So, Karen's saying hi.
Hi, Karen. Can you hear us okay?
Good to have you on.
Could you just let us know that you can that the sound is okay?
Sound check. That's what we're after.
I got to ask Ollie to do it.
Yes. Ollie normally does the tech work behind the scenes and provides those sorts of opinions and thumbs up. So Joe's here, which is cool.
Yes. Yes.
Michael's here as well.
Karen says, yeah.
I always have a hard time to find the Q&A.
Why is that?
Yeah, I wonder why that is. Interestingly. So.
Somebody's saying they sent us a message about high dose vitamin D.
Gas, that is, I think.
Ah, right. Oh, okay. Just for your...
Is that intravenous gas?
Question.
Oh, right, okay. Well, we can cover that. And we can cover that in tonight's session anyway, actually.
Yeah.
Which would be good. Good
Yeah.
to see Michael
Thank
here.
you.
So Michael last night on the... we did last night was Sunday. We did the Healing the Inner Self workshop, which went really well.
Yes, it did.
Oh, we thought it was good. I think the feedback was very positive from most people. But all those that have sent us feedback, so that was quite good.
Yeah, the link went out this evening.
Yeah, so that's available to download for those that joined. And I think Chen was happy. Chen's happy. We're all basically happy. I think that's how it tends to work.
It was quite a long workshop as well, wasn't it? I think it's about 2.25 hours.
It was, yeah. Initial plan was about an hour. We always run over by about an hour generally.
Yeah, we're doing. Michael Santos last night was saying that Chen is the hurdy-gurdy man, isn't it?
Hurdy-gurdy man.
Hurdy-gurdy man, yeah.
That was the monkey in the organ grinder,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, that was our little joke.
It was.
Joe's on. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe. We've got Vanessa.
Vanessa's here.
Elaine as well. Hi, Elaine. Thanks for joining. Perfecto. So this week, so what we're going to talk about this week. So it only feels like yesterday we were sat here.
Only feels like yesterday.
Funny enough, before we were doing the same thing. So this week, Jayne's got a whole list of questions that you guys have sent in kindly. So we've got quite a few things to go through and to answer. And I think from my perspective, we tend to kind of open these sessions with a kind of topical topic, I guess would be the right way to say it. So I was thinking, since it's full moon, really, and lots of people suffer with disrupted sleep, really, over full moon. It'd be interesting to know if you guys did. Generally, I always find that for me, actually, I kind of suffered before the full moon.
Yeah, we both do. So
kind of a couple of days before full moon, I get kind of a disrupted sleep. And then on the full moon, sleep like a baby generally, which is nice.
Yes.
Well, not like a baby, but, I get some sleep, which is always good. So we thought we'd sort of cover basically the concept that for many people, full moon is this time that, we get disrupted sleep. People generally report poor sleep, vivid dreams, sort of emotional intensity, unexplained waking up, normally 3 o'clock in the morning, certainly between 2 and 4, really. So it's not kind of a coincidence, I think, for most people that that's what we kind of experience. So really, if we look back at kind of folklore around full moon, it was always about kind of the energetic perspective of the full moon kind of representing this period in time of sort of lunar amplification. So because it's a full moon, energy changes, and we know that we're sensitive to energy. We're energetic beings, and therefore, of course, we get affected in that way. So during the full moon, the sort of lunar energy is, of course, magnified, amplified, and it's already present in our human field. So for sensitive people, and I guess most spiritual people probably fall into the kind of group of being sensitive, kind of means that we have this kind of heightened awareness, increased emotional processing times, and we have more astral time whilst we're sleeping. So the nervous system kind of becomes more reactive, becomes busier, the field becomes more permeable, I guess, and therefore the astral body is engaged more. So we do need to think about full moons from a kind of protective perspective to kind of bring in protection from the guides. Just think about when we go to sleep, sort of invoking our own sovereignty, protection, that type of thing. So I don't know if you guys do anything particular. It'd be good to hear if there's a kind of routine that you go through on a full moon, or like us, do you just find it suddenly is full moon and you notice it because you don't sleep very well?
Sometimes we have to look at it. Okay, it had to be full moon, or it's got to be full moon tonight because yesterday was terrible.
Yeah, like it's just that restless, one side to the other, toss, turn, out to the toilet, back again, toss, turn, and then kind of the alarm goes off and you feel totally kind of disrupted,
shattered,
tired. Yes, exactly. Shattered is probably a good.
That's all these words, isn't
all
it?
those wording. Yep, exactly.
Shattered.
So I think during the full moon again, we kind of experience lighter, fragmented sleep. We're waking between 2 and 4. We kind of have an intense dream state, really. Sometimes an emotional release for some people, and generally waking up tired. I think probably kind of encompasses it. The whole kind of concept for most people. So really, if we think about kind of empathic people, people that are healers, people that are spiritually aware, the full moon's kind of coinciding with that weakened energetic boundary during our sleep state, making us more susceptible really to interference, emotional kind of bleed through, and energy drain. And I think it is fair to say that most people will kind of report this back. I can't quite see
Catherine. Catherine's here.
Catherine's here. Good to see you. Well, not to see you, but to see you nice. Good to have you, Catherine, basically. So we're just talking about the full moon for anyone that's just joined, and the concept that we're just having a full moon now. It's just gone. And obviously lots of people suffer with disrupted sleep. We get lots of emails coming in asking what they can do, or how do you help yourself? How do you protect yourself? What can you do? And I think really as well, we sort of think about like the patterning, again, for full moon really. Full moon's revealing and amplifying the patterns that we have, old emotions, unresolved kind of traumas that are probably in our field, energetic imbalances, that type of thing. And they're all going to surface at that point in time through the night. So really what we need to think about is sort of stop blaming ourselves for our disrupted sleep and just recognize it's a lunar cycle, it's a pattern. We kind of get impacted by the energetic boundary of that pattern. And we just need to think about maintaining our sovereignty whilst we sleep, so the thought goes out. So for some people it might be worth putting a kind of a calendar event in the diary a day or 2 days before, just so you know it's coming up. Then you start to focus on the full moon coming. Certainly if you're really negatively impacted, it's good to have that kind of awareness that it's about to happen, and you can then start to prep yourself. We kind of encourage sprinkling sea salt around the house, around the beds. Sovereignty, affirming your sovereignty before you sleep. Thought out to the guides, your spirit guides, to give you adequate protection from interference. Maybe a thought out to Chen and his team.
I'm just going to say that
as well, really, because Chen's got nothing to do most of the time, so he'll be really happy to help. So there's a whole kind of host of things that we can just consciously think about when and if we are sort of negatively impacted by our sleep state, really, around that kind of full moon time.
Yes. Sorry, I've got a bit of a croaky throat tonight. Mary's here. Mary and Gary.
Mary's in the house. Good to have you folks. Is there anything you wanted to cover about full moons or your experience?
No, well, actually, I was only just thinking that last night 2 of our family members had really bad nights, didn't they, with nightmares. Our little 3-year-old grandson woke up terrified at 3 a.m. because he was dreaming that mummy was stuck in a hole. Bless him. And our daughter-in-law as well had a pretty rough night, didn't she, with dreaming. Well, I say rough night. She was the dream was about our other little grandson who's just been born, and he was growing really quickly in her dream. And Andy's face was trying to help, and Andy's face kept morphing from Andy to Chen to Andy to Chen, which
that's a nightmare, really.
Yeah.
Those are dreams.
But it definitely affected their nights. So I think our little grandson's feeling all right today, though. But he was absolutely terrified, bless him. So,
Yeah, interesting, because Camille's put in the chat, she woke up every 15 minutes.
yeah, right.
So there was no sleep
Yeah.
last night for Camille, obviously.
No.
Michael
Said it woke him early.
Yeah.
So I generally have a look and see what the full moon is actually each cycle, but I haven't this time. I didn't do that. Sometimes I put out a post, like I did with the strawberry moon and the harvest moon.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see which the moon was. Joe's saying, I love the moon. I worry we won't have one in the next life. Oh, many people think it's a spaceship, don't they?
I thought we were not allowed to get onto these conversations of mine.
Of yours.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I love the moon as well. One of my favourite, I wear a lot of amethyst, but one of my favourite crystals is moonstone. I love it. I know it doesn't come from the moon, but
looks like the moon, yeah. Resembles it.
Oh, it was snow moon. Oh, thank you.
Interesting.
Thank you. I'm going to have to look that up when we finish now.
Yeah, the attributes of a snow moon.
Yes, because sometimes the moon is that much closer. It looks absolutely huge, doesn't it? If it's a clear night, I love that.
Yeah, that red one was that the hunter one we just had? It was really red. It looked really close to us.
It was.
Effectively, so that was quite interesting.
Yes. Full moon in February. Native American. It's very often they get their names from the Native American, don't they? The moon, or the names they gets given.
All right, it's a snow moon because historically February was the snowiest month. That took some thinking of to come up with that, didn't it? Really. So
Hunger moon.
Small, that's me.
That might explain why you ate a whole box of chocolates in one night.
It's because it was a hungry snow moon, probably. It was on a pig, I think. It's probably the answer.
Storm moon. We've had a lot of storms.
Bone moon.
And the bone moon.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Survival took more effort. Food was scarce. Yes. Well, that makes total sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. So astronomically, the snow moon occurs in February, which is really interesting, actually. Cultural, seasonal, not scientific. Yeah, okay. Well, that probably covers that one off. Yeah. So I think, should we get Chen in? We'll get Chen to get on with some of these questions. And you've got your printed list, because Jayne always has to print everything off. Whereas I just wing it generally, really. So I don't tend to have printed paperwork.
Yeah, you never got much to say about it. Oh, our video's frozen.
Oh, right. Okay.
Is it ours? Normally we can see it, can't we?
Yeah. So I don't know if that's for everyone.
Can everybody else hear us?
Just go down here a minute. Just gotta close a few windows.
Just check.
Yeah, sometimes a few of these Chrome windows do take up a lot.
Slow things down a little bit.
So we'll just close a few of these down.
Short intermission.
Okay. Hopefully we're back.
As I said, it's not frozen. I think perhaps it's...
Oh, right, okay. Maybe Michael's then.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Talk about the snow moon.
Thank you.
That was the slow moon for Michael.
You're fine here. We're fine in California. I wish we were there.
Yeah, we'd rather be in California, to be fair.
I'm just checking because we've got a question in here.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get Chen rolled in. Did you want to do a card thing a moment before we start?
Do it at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, let's hand over to Chen, see what he has to say, and I'll see you guys in a while. Okay. Michael says choppy. Maybe that's Michael's internet, possibly.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Good day again, my dear.
Hello.
It seems like only yesterday.
Yes, it does.
I quite like it when we do these regular conversational podcasts and meetings.
I know you do.
Yes.
Yes. You love to be here, don't you?
Yes. I like to do the nice parts. I don't want the day-to-day things, but I do like these parts where we can communicate and converse and provide narration to everyone.
Yes. Everybody deserves to hear your fine wisdom.
Yes, we have a lot to say. We have a lot to cover.
Yes.
Generally, there are lots of things going on, certainly from a spiritual perspective, and so many people have questions, and it would only be right to find a forum to actually surface those questions and have answers provided by spirit, really.
Yes. That's actually, that's given me a thought. Yes, perhaps we could, alongside doing our Monday nights. I did have a couple of emails in today because they were on our workshop last night, and a couple of our lovely followers said that they'd got a few personal questions that they'd been hoping to ask, but didn't feel that maybe, actually, as it turns out, last night was the right time to do it. So perhaps if we set up a little online page, forum, something, we could provide the answers to people, couldn't we? If they've got questions in the in between.
Yes.
Okay. I'll just jot that down. Okay. Oh, excuse me. The workshop went really well last night.
Yes, we were very pleased from our end.
You are good.
Again, we're watching the vibratory frequency of all of the attendees. And of course, we see their field become clearer, so their vibration comes up. And of course, their light shines. And this is, if you could imagine or visualize a planet that we can lock into the people that we're working with, and we see them just light up at the end. It's a magnificent thing to watch.
Yes, amazing. Yes. Well, it was a very powerful meditation.
Yes, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, my dear.
Yes, I think everybody did. It was quite releasing.
Yes, releasing. Of course, releasing negativity is why the vibration is held down for so many people. Yeah. And of course, it's why the other agenda tries to create so much fear to hold people's vibration down. Yeah. So releasing is the key, really.
Yes. Well, it worked.
Yeah, it's good.
Excuse me, I got a really croaky voice tonight. And we have a follower on YouTube that is asking about astral parasites, why people get astral parasites, and what can be done about them, or how can one protect oneself from them. Thank you for your answer. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. I only know what you're going by on YouTube. So, but
yeah, it's an interesting question.
What could you say? Yeah.
So we cover this in the Spirit Release Academy training, basically. Okay. So think about a dog that has fleas on its back. So one flea on a dog doesn't cause a problem. The dog probably doesn't even know or is aware that there is a flea on his back. But of course, what the flea is doing is basically assimilating the dog's blood. So it will bite the dog and obviously assimilate the blood. That's how the flea lives. So it's using the substance from the dog, from the animal, to live itself. But if a dog had thousands of fleas, now, of course, you've got a lot of draining of substance, blood.
Yes.
And, of course, that will start to impact the dog's energy. So we'll become fatigued and tired. And, of course, there's also the risk of infection, because we know that other parasites cause infection for different animals. So interdimensional parasites are the same thing to humans, really. They're parasitic energies, basically, or entities that are not human, never been human. They exist rather like a flea in a dog, so they have their own organic form. And what they do is they connect to the energetic field, the etheric field of a human. And again, if a human is sovereign, so they're embarking on their own sovereignty, they have their own energy, you're protected. So these things have no effect. But a human that's fatigued, tired, has perforations in their etheric field. So visualize a bubble around a person. If there are holes within that bubble, then it allows these interdimensional parasites to come in and connect and feed off of the energetic energy of the human.
Yes.
And then, of course, this causes fatigue, causes tiredness. And in the same way that a flea on a dog can introduce some type of infection, the same type of thing can happen to humans. So parasitic infection effectively comes from interdimensional parasites. So again, when we talk about cleaning our field, bringing ourselves into sovereignty, asking our guides to clear and remove anything that's in the field that's negative, all of those things play into the concept of maintaining full spiritual protection and sovereignty, and keeping these parasites out of your field. So they're not particularly clever. They're not difficult to remove from our perspective. They're a pest in the same way that a flea is to a dog.
Yes. Okay. So there's very little intelligence, really.
None, really.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what sets them aside from other types of entities that do the same thing, really.
Yeah. So if we think about more intelligent entities, they obviously have a very conscious awareness. They know what they're doing. But these interdimensional parasites exist on the astral plane. They're milling about and just looking for a host in the same way that a flea would do in a field.
Yes, yes. Okay, thank you. I hope that answers your question, shines some light on it.
Yes, that was a very good question, actually.
Yes, thank you. Joe Courtney, Chen, excuse me, given that we are working towards ascension for ourselves and the planet, where do these entities fit into that plan? And is the clearance of these beings part of that overall mission? Thank you. Right, next.
That's the answer. The answer is exactly yes. So anything that's here vibrating at low frequency is negative by default, of course. And as we ascend, so as the planet's vibration moves up and the vibratory frequency of all of the humans, all of you, starts to come upwards, then of course it means that these entities can no longer sustain themselves in a higher vibrating place. So they will leave this dimensional space.
Yes.
And that's what I'm here to do. That's what you're here to do. That's what we all are working collectively to do. Yes. So it's a very good question, and the answer is yes.
Yes.
It's exactly that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Joe, for sending that in. I found a couple of questions from Catherine, who I know is on. I think Catherine, that I don't think we've asked, which is why I popped them in. So she said she's got a question about galactic beings. If you are able to talk about them, could you tell us if they're referred to as ant people? If so, do they still reside here on Earth? Are these the same ant people referred to by some indigenous peoples?
Yes, it's interesting.
Yeah.
So the general concept is there are many entities that exist in the framework of planet Earth, I being one, of course, so a spiritual energy. So when we talk about galactic beings, we're just talking about other entities, basically, of which there are hundreds and hundreds of different denominations. And of course, we would obviously look at them from their vibratory frequency again. So some of them are negative, some of them are positive.
Yes.
Those that vibrate with a low frequency are negative. Those that vibrate with a high frequency are positive.
Yes.
And there are many different species, hundreds of species. So the ant people, or the way that I think Catherine explains it, the people she's talking about are shown and depicted on the pyramids in Egypt and other places.
Okay.
So these entities were physical. They did used to live on the top of the planet, but they are now interdimensional and they live inside the planet effectively, but in different form, different frequency.
Oh.
And of course there are, when we look at planet Earth, it's not a solid structure. So even though it feels like it's a solid ball to you that live on the top, it's effectively like one of those sea sponges that has billions and billions of holes all over the place. And the whole of the inside of the planet is porous to a certain degree. So there are other entities living inside the planet that are physical and do occasionally or are occasionally seen by people. And the ant people would be just one of those
as visible to our eye, human eye.
Yes.
Oh, but we never see them? They never
They try to stay away, but they live in places that humans can't go. Being careful, my dear.
I could tell.
You know I have to check myself.
Yes.
So think about the places on the planet that humans are not allowed to go because they're controlled by humans generally. Obviously, there are things that are there that are not to be seen by the general populace.
Oh, but that's where you can fill us in, you see. Isn't it?
Well,
you did on that one. You did on the ant people.
We tread carefully,
yes. So just out of interest, when you're going and doing a clearing, how many different types of negative entities are there, or are there simply countless?
Countless, really. Many, all in different frequency of vibrations or vibratory frequencies.
Yes.
So we look at the human etheric field and we find the lowest vibrating frequency, lock into those frequencies. There we see entities, and we obviously try to encourage them to leave initially. Most of them do really. Some of them won't leave, and then they're forcibly extracted, and then we move them into a different interdimensional space, basically, so they can't return to planet Earth on the frequency that you're in today.
Yes.
So basically, if you think about it, they're just taken off planet to somewhere else, and they're not able to come back. In the same way that your prisoners are taken to a prison, and they're encapsulated by the prison walls, and they're not allowed to come back to the general population.
Yes.
So we're doing the same thing, but from a frequency perspective.
Okay, thank you. That's interesting. Thank you very much. Another one I found from Catherine, regarding animal consciousness. I think you asked a couple of questions a couple of weeks ago, didn't you? And then I found it all on the end. I've read that animals can choose to individuate, sorry, I'm falling on my words, out of the collective if humans single them out and consciously connect to them. I've experienced many instances with pet kittens that there is a point in their growth where we lock eyes and connect on a soul level, and they seem forever changed after that.
Yes, that's interesting. Well, of course, humans do connect to animals. Animals generally have this group consciousness, and they tend to run on their program. We talked about this, I think, the other night.
Yes, we did, yes.
That a dog is running the program of a dog, and therefore it is in survival mode most of the time, and generally looking for food, effectively.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of men that appear to be dogs.
Well,
Andrew being one of them, of course. Yes. Seem to be never-ending looking for food. But of course, yes, obviously, if the human can connect to the conscious awareness of the animal and bring them into that space, then of course there is a telepathic initiation of a connection.
Yes.
This happens more with horses. Horses are very telepathic, and they're very able to connect to their human counterparts. And this is why we have horse whisperers.
Yes.
And people that are able to lock in. Of course, it's also why horses too are used in healing. So people that have been through traumas, pain and places, horses really connect to the energy. And of course, they're big. They have a huge field. So just by being around a horse or stood in its field, it will change your feelings, your emotional state. Yeah. And you too with the other way around to reciprocate. So if a horse is feeling damaged, tired, upset, or generally down energetically, and you're in or around their field, you may find that transference, you feel the same, because their energy is big, obviously, and yours is smaller. So yes, it can work that way.
Well, some people use dogs as therapy dogs as well, don't they?
Yes, dogs do the same thing.
Yes, dogs, a lot of the time with children, I think.
Yes, and dogs tend to connect to their owners with pure love. So they feel love, and therefore they project.
They can give it.
And transfer love. The vibration of love, the frequency comes into your field.
Yeah.
And when you look a dog in the eye, you know exactly what it's thinking.
Oh, I know. I love looking Bert in the eye. It's like little chocolate buttons. They right into his soul.
Feed me.
Yeah. He's not short of food, but he's always hungry. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for that. I hope that helps, Catherine. Okay, so Veronica, our very local friend, she said, we hear so often that our beautiful planet Gaia will ascend up to the 5th level. With hard work and strong intent from us all, I do believe it will happen. And what is dear Chen's take on this?
Yes, I agree. It's happening.
Yes. It's what
like
we're working
everything.
towards.
Yes, it's a timeline. And of course, like all things, nothing is ever flatlined. Things go up and down. And we're working against negative energies. We're working against an opposition, effectively. And of course, the opposition is trying to lock in and hold the frequency down by creating fear for most of the population. And people like ourselves that are here this evening, and our job collectively is to provide positive content, laughter, fun, and to allow that vibration to rise in different ways. And of course, this is why we do the Thumping the Grid meditation.
Yes.
Because that has a huge effect. Hundreds of people on a call at the same time where we can collectively pull that energy in and then release it in effectively a microsecond around the ley lines. The energetic grid of the planet has a huge effect.
Yes, and you said it looks like a lightning strike, a lightning bolt.
Yes, it's like a lightning bolt.
Yes.
Like if you've ever seen a fork lightning bolt in the sky, that's what we unleash. And of course, that unblocks a lot of the corrupt, negative points, portals, places on the planet. The energy has been, for whatever reason, stopped or corrupted.
Yes.
And this bolt of lightning goes through and just opens up the field in the same way that lightning comes from the sky to the ground.
Yes, yes. Yeah, so you see it in reverse, really.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. Thank you, Veronica. So we'll keep doing the good work.
Yes, and also with these meditations, if you know people or you have friends, ask them to join, share them links.
Yeah.
The more people we can get onto these free meditations to collectively do this work, the faster we can move to ascension, essentially.
And it's available to book. It's on the 22nd of February, free of charge, as always, available to book on our website. So it's on the front page. It's also under the events page, I think. So if you fancy joining us, it's that's again a powerful meditation. Well, 2 meditations on that one, isn't there?
We always do a personal healing first for the participants because we want your energy and frequency to be high.
Sovereign, yeah.
So what we do unleash is a very high vibration. So there is a personal aspect as well as the global aspect.
Yes, yes. Okay, thank you very much. I'd just like to see, there's a question come in. Catherine says the worldwide meditations are phenomenal.
Good, I'm glad she enjoys them.
Yes. Chen, do you have suggestion for how to move through a breakup? If my partner wasn't sovereign when he made this decision, I feel like we're still in love in another dimension, and I'm feeling very confused. I'm sorry. That sounds awful.
Yes, it's a very good question because, of course, most people are not sovereign. So if you're not employing sovereignty practices, meditation, connection to guides, all of the things that we speak of so often, then most people are not sovereign, and therefore there will be negative interference that's coming into play. And certainly people like ourselves here that are on your spiritual path, that are here to be a spiritual warrior, really, you will have people in your life and around your life very directly connected to you that will be here to interfere with your happiness, with your loving state, with your positivity, to bring you down or take you off course. So people like yourselves are targeted effectively by the opposition. So if that's what this person's saying, she's probably right that he's probably making decisions not really from his heart center, but through interference. So the first thing is we get him cleared, or she gets him cleared, or she connects to guides to get him cleared, to bring him back to a sovereign space. And then you have this window of opportunity that we say is normally around 5 days before the negative interference starts to creep in again if someone isn't embracing and managing themselves.
The protection, yes.
The aftercare, really.
Yes. That's ideally, anybody that has a clearing should be following some sort of protection from that day onwards, just to stay sovereign. But that's not always the case, is it?
No, of course.
I mean, some people stay sovereign, don't they?
Yes.
But if you don't carry out protection, it's difficult to stay sovereign sometimes.
Yes, that is a personal responsibility conversation.
It is,
People have to be responsible for their energy.
Well, it's a very important part of the clearing.
Yes. So if you spend time with peer groups of people that are doing negative things, substance abuse, addictions, then obviously you are going to weaken or perforate your field, which ultimately will lead to interference.
Again, if you don't, Okay, thank you. I hope that helps somewhat. Probably not, because you're obviously feeling a little low over that. I'm very sorry, but I hope you get through it. So I'd like to just tell you, Chen, that Diana Scott said, during the last worldwide meditation, my left lung was healed.
Wonderful.
Yes.
That was probably trauma that she was carrying that was released, which is wonderful to hear, of course.
Oh, so thank you, Chen, and the team.
Good. It's lovely to hear the feedback, so thank you.
Lovely.
The invoice is in the post.
I see where Andy gets it from.
Well, yes.
Mary's got a question for you. When doing a guided meditation, I don't always see what is being said or suggested, which sort of throws me, as it makes me feel I'm not connected correctly. or I'm making it up or doing it wrong. Yesterday, last night's workshop, meditation, I can't remember exactly, but the gist of it was that we went through different doors and spoke to whoever was in the room. I saw a long corridor and people came out of doors. As they walked past, they acknowledged me or smiled or thanked me. It was lovely, but it's not what you were dictating, not what you were saying.
Yes.
So,
Well, that's fine, because of course, when we run these guided meditations, we're using obviously the visuals, and some people are not visual. Some people do not see at all. But when they listen to a guided meditation, their mind attaches and connects to the words, and they have their own inner meditation, really.
yes.
Of course, your guides also use these types of meditations because you're at a frequency change space. When you meditate, you come online. So your guides will use the opportunity maybe to do different things with you.
Oh.
So some people will find that they hear the start of a meditation, they completely miss the content, and then they come back, almost wake up at the end with no real recollection of what happened.
Yeah.
But of course, the guides are actually using them in the right space, the right frequency to do work. So it's not that they've been to sleep, or it's not that they haven't been concentrating.
It's not that she's done it wrong.
There's been an opportunity, and the guides have taken it. So in this case, for I think it was Mary that you said,
yes.
her guides probably took the opportunity to slightly change the visuals, which of course is good.
Yes, yes. Well, it was quite nice because people, when she said people came out of their doors, as they walked past, they acknowledged me or smiled or thanked me. So there's obviously some healing there, isn't there?
Well, some reciprocal connection. So something that she's done to other people, they've acknowledged it, they're proud of her, they've thanked her. People that probably didn't do that in the physical, but they're doing it on the astral effectively.
Yeah.
And certainly maybe people that would have passed would obviously be quite likely to do that.
There, there's your message, Mary. Oh, okay. Vanessa, I haven't had the privilege of meeting my spirit guide yet. Will I in this lifetime?
You definitely will at one point in time, because if it's not whilst you're awake, as you transition, you will. We can more or less guarantee that will be the case.
Yes.
But again, it depends upon, for some people, it's on their path to come into this spiritual space and want to learn and to adapt and to move along that spiritual path. And for other people, maybe not so much. So it depends upon the individual person and the appetite to learn and to understand.
Okay.
And generally what happens, as you both know, my dear, that most times there's an event in your life that is the instrumental change. So something happens to you, a divorce, a crash, an accident, something happens and you start to look and then you start to find, and that's when the spiritual path opens up before you.
Right.
So Vanessa has plenty of time on her path to be able to make those choices or experience those things. And if she doesn't, then she certainly will at the end. Well,
there you are then. Thank you. I'm just having a look at the thank you, Chen, for the clearings that you performed for my family. Our life changed significantly and my marriage was saved. I wanted to share, especially after the last question that was asked, and that's Laval.
Yeah, that's lovely to hear.
There.
And of course, all we do is we help you save your own marriage, because what we do is we remove negative interference, and then you still have to work, you still have to have conversations, and you still have to incorporate changes into your married life. So what we do is we help with the facilitation, but you obviously have to do the work yourself, which is what obviously she's done.
Yes. And also, you want to save your marriage that much that you take these measures too. So
yes, many marriages fail because of interference.
Yes.
But of course, there has to be two parties that want to work together and be together.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone has ups and downs. It's part of human life. You can't live as a human and never experience ups and downs with your family, your friends, your partners, your wife or your husband. It's not the way it works.
Yeah.
But working through problems and resolving them, if you really want to, of course, is the key.
Yeah.
And if you were to focus, if you were to sit and look into each other's eyes every morning, not suggesting everyone's got time to do this, of course, but if you did do 5 or 10 minutes and you just connected, no conversation, just literally looked at each other, held hands, connected energetically, then you start to vibrate at the same frequency because you align yourselves the same way that women have their menstrual cycles align in a house, the same type of thing. So when you become of the same frequency, then of course everything starts to work together symbiotically.
Yes. Makes sense. Thank you. We've got a few coming in. As an astrologer, I find the aspect of other planets to the moon affects people's mood. The planets to the moon. If, for example, Venus is conjunct the moon, it could be very harmonious, or it's Saturn squaring. I'm sorry, I don't really know what that means, but
yeah. So the placement of the planets, basically,
right? Okay,
how they revolve around each other. Of course, they push and they pull.
Yes,
and every planet is a body that has a mass, has energy. So the same way that the tides work really with your moon system, you know that tides come in and out. So everything is working. Of course, we look at the sun. The sun is giving out plasma. It's giving out different frequencies that is entering into all of the planets in the solar system that you're in, as well as people. So everyone's affected by everything. But of course, planets are huge bodies. And when they move and they go through cycles, they change the frequencies that come in and out of planets.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is effectively a big dance, really, that's going on. And different people whose frequency is different will be affected in different ways. In the same way that if you look today, you have people that eat unnutritional food, fast food, but their bodies get used to poison, basically. And they seem to do very well.
It doesn't affect them. Yeah.
You get someone else that lives on an organic diet, give them some fast food, and they spend half their day in the toilet, of course.
Yes.
Because their body can't cope.
I know. Andy and I have had that experience. It was it was nasty. We generally make things from scratch just because that's what I've always done for the last sort of 40-something years. But gosh, if we eat something from a jar, it's just not good.
Well, no, because your body's not used to it. And the same concept as the planets, moving, pulling, pushing, different energies coming in and out. Some people are affected, other people not so much. And of course, the more spiritual you are, the more affected you will be because your frequency is higher.
Yes.
Therefore, it's like a wind vane that's continually moving and repointing.
I find it quite overwhelming, actually. If I look out at the night sky, not so much during the day because you can see the clouds and the sun, and we look out at the night sky, I see all the twinkling of the stars and planets, and I actually find it quite overwhelming. I don't quite know how to cope with the fact that there's all that going on out there and I can't see it. It's a very weird feeling.
Yeah. Well, it's a holographic image, really.
Yeah.
Of course. But you're right, my dear, obviously, that if you look at it from a wider perspective and you thought there's other life going on in different places, that can be quite difficult for the human mind to assimilate, really.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, I digressed. Thank you. Catherine's just saying that she asks for higher beings to come to the assistance of her spirit team. I think this is in her protocol that she uses, for her protection and her. I think she asked something back. Oh, there it is. I always ask beings from the highest light to assist people I care about, as long as it doesn't interfere on their soul path. Is this effective? And also, she asks for higher beings to come to the assistance of her spirit team. Do our spirit teams need help as well, or am I wasting my time?
No, so the answer is yes to both. So if you're trying to do that for other people, assist, of course, that works. And then if you're asking for your own spirit guides to be connected with higher energies that can teach, then that, of course, works too.
It does, right.
And this, as you know, this is what we do with the Academy, with the Spirit Release Academy. If a medium spirit guide isn't able to do some of the clearing work, then, of course, they have to go up the hierarchical path to the next layer to get help. And then, of course, they're trained effectively. So there's a lot of training that has to happen for these guides. So spirit guides don't know everything at all. You have a spirit guide that is put in place by you, really, before you enter for different reasons. They may be here to work with emotional problems or traumas or things that you go through or ancestral issues. topics come up as well, of course. But it doesn't mean they're very good at removing demonic entities from people.
No.
And of course, to do that, they probably don't have the skill set. Like everything is a skill set. And in spirit, it's the same. So by thinking and by asking, you're actually using your intentional energy to do that. And that is acknowledged from a spiritual perspective and acted upon.
Good. There you go, Catherine. Nothing's ever wrong.
Yes, continue.
Yes, there we go. The last question is referring to something that you talked about last night. Gary would like to know, you said last night that Andy could expect to live for a shorter time if his vibration is lifted. Would you explain this a bit more, please? I'm not sure whether it was you or whether it was Andy that was talking about it last night, but it was mentioned.
I think chocolate might see him off before me. And his other dietary choices at times. But to answer the question, obviously when we're in this state, so I have a very high frequency of vibration. So I basically bring that vibration down and he brings his vibration up. And then of course we lock into the same frequency, at which point effectively my energy or conscious awareness drops into his physical. So his physical body is now vibrating at a much higher frequency than when it's full of chocolate, effectively. And of course, this means it's being worked harder. And this means that the longevity would be shorter. In the same way that if you have a car and you drive it around the race course, the racetrack at 100 miles an hour continually, parts are going to fail before if you were driving around at 50 miles an hour. So it's slower speeds, there's less heat, less degradation on all of the components and parts, so the car will probably last longer. So when we see people that do full trance in this way with a high energy coming in, then the physical body has to be able to assimilate the vibratory frequency of the spirit that's animating it, in this case me, which means that the longevity will be cut shorter.
Right.
But it's by agreement.
So it puts strain on the whole body, does it?
Yes, the heart, all sorts of things. Yes. You notice, my dear, after we've been in, there's a level of fatigue, I'm sure that you notice.
Yes.
And then, of course, we have chocolate to help.
Raises sugars.
Yes. Well, good excuse.
Well, no, I just think he likes chocolate, really.
He seems to like everything. Because he's running the animal program.
Feed me.
Feed me, yes.
Perhaps he thinks that's the only way to survive.
Survival.
Yeah.
Human 1.0 in survival mode.
Oh, yeah.
It's very funny. But that is the general concept.
Yes, okay. And that is the same for everybody that does this trance work.
Yes, if you allow something into your physical body that's vibrating at a much higher frequency and sustaining it long term, some people can only do trance for 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah. And they feel fatigued and tired. Yeah. Other people can do trance for a few hours, as we tend to do.
Yes. But we choose to do this now on a time of the day that there's nothing left to do after, which is why we had to stop selling our chats with you. They were very popular, but because we are having to do them through the day to fit in with time differences, time zones, Andy was just finding it too tiring. He was absolutely exhausted. So that's why we had to do that. But we are giving away a Chen Chat free this week. So for your opportunity to win a chat with Chen, it's out on both Facebook pages, I think, the Andy Porter page and Chen's own page, this one. So hop on the post for your chance to have an hour with Chen.
Yes, it'll be lovely.
Yes.
Marvellous opportunity for me to get to talk to someone else, of course, too.
Yes.
So this is a bi-directional conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
Interesting to learn about other people.
Yes, I'm quite nosy.
Well, you only ever talk to us.
Yes. Well,
and our audience, of course. Yes.
Yes,
of course.
It's nice for me to have a one-to-one conversation with other people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, well, it's more... what's the word? More personal, more intimate, isn't it? It's more, more connective.
And it's this time in humanity's cycle with AI and everything becoming so fake, then of course holding the line effectively and holding the vibration and presenting things that are real people are going to be turned to people doing real things, because everyone's going to very quickly get fed up with fake AI, fake music.
I already
films.
am.
Yes. And things that you don't even know what's fake anymore and what's not.
No.
And that's even more troubling, of course.
I know. I mean, you see these videos or what reels of, you know, people that are very famous and they're doing terrible things, and you think, well, it's not even real anyway. It's just, you know, the royal family, lots of them. It's just not. You don't know really these days what is and what isn't anyway. But
there's normally a reason behind it. So people generally create these things for a reason, and generally it's to cause turbulence and interference.
Yes.
So this is what must be on your mind all of the time. Do I let this into my conscious awareness? If it affects me emotionally and I feel worse for watching it, then I must just delete it or move on. And of course, this is where we need to start to be very selective about what we allow into our field, because anything that makes you feel annoyed or upset is going to bring your vibration down.
Yeah.
And that content is being percolated on purpose.
Yes. Just before we excuse me, just before we say goodbye, I would just like to say, Monica, I think I'm on YouTube. The answer is yes. Mediums, empaths and psychics are treated differently by negative entities. We do get targeted a lot more. Yes. Well, I mean, that sounds conceited, doesn't it? But yes, if they feel, what's the word for it? Gone from me.
Well, mediums and psychics and people doing the work as we are,
yes,
obviously are working against the negative interference, and therefore you're bound to be targeted to a certain degree.
Yeah, trying to stop you.
Yes, because they're trying to provide their own intervention. But of course, we're here online at this time to incorporate and work with people, clear people, and bring the frequency up. So we are the opposition, and the opposition will always be targeted.
Yeah.
But it's a badge of honor that we all can wear together, that we're here to stand up and hold the line. So mediums and psychics and people that are sensitive, this is your time. This is what you're here to do. So you have to join the line. I will be at the front, of course.
You'll be the leader.
Yes, more than happy to.
Yes, leading us in the right direction. Susan Crossley is asking what dimension you're from, Chen, and I know that you won't answer that one. So,
not the third. I have been in the third at one point.
Yeah.
And I understand for all of you, it's not a fantastic place to be.
No.
It's much better when you're in a much higher frequency.
Well, I think it was harder for you when you were in the third than it is for us in the third.
Probably wasn't harder. It was more organic.
Well, it was.
That meant something. We were just keeping ourselves and my family alive.
Yes, you were doing the dog thing, really. Surviving, weren't you?
Survival, yes. We were just in survival mode. But actually, when you take away all of the distractions and you're just waking up to live, you're living by the sun and the moon, and you're eating when you need to eat, and you're drinking when you need to drink, and you're farming or trying to farm food. It's a real life. It's real.
Yes.
Even though it was a short life, it was still real.
Yeah.
Whereas compared to today it is this fantastical holographic life of fakery for most people.
Yeah.
People don't speak their truth. Every structure that you connect with in your daily life is false or corrupt generally. So it's a very difficult time to be alive.
Yes.
And that's acknowledged by us from a spiritual perspective too.
Well, you when you were here, you died in your 30s, didn't you? Didn't you pass in your 30s? Yes. And that was considered old age, wasn't it?
Yes. But of course, there were all sorts of illnesses, viruses, water problems, waterborne problems. So it was a long 1600s. It was a different world, effectively.
Yes. Yeah, interesting, though. So in your 30s, that was considered old age. Did anybody sort of like make it past 30s, or was that?
That was the average. So 30s back in the 1600s was effectively the 85-ish now. Really.
Okay. Yeah.
But then if you look at people who are 85 now, most of them don't have a life because they're kept alive by pharmaceuticals and the system to make money from, but they don't actually have a life themselves generally.
No, that's true. They're just existing until they pass through, aren't they?
Well, they're being kept alive. Yes.
Thank you.
I know that we're stepping on that red line, my dear. and backing away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel it. Okay. Oh, very, very quickly. Jack's asking, could a copper pyramid be put inside the home, but most importantly, be earthed?
Yes, you can do that, of course.
Yeah.
So copper pyramid obviously creates energy, pulls in energy. The same that copper can be used when you grow things outside. So obviously there are people that use copper to wind around plants and obviously pull in energy so things grow better.
Yeah.
But pyramids effectively are protective structures and obviously vibrate with high frequency. And this is why we look at the pyramids of old. They were built that way on purpose. So there's a lot of conversation around the pyramidal structure. And really, if you think about it, probably houses should be pyramids.
Yes.
Rather than square boxes with square roofs.
We could all live inside a big organite pyramid, couldn't we?
Yes, a bit like the Giza pyramid or something. But then if you think about places where you have lots of wind, you would assume that people would build round houses, wouldn't you, rather than houses with corners?
Yeah.
Because the wind would go up over the top and it wouldn't take the roof off.
That's why caravans are built that way, isn't it?
Yes, so the wind can go underneath as well.
Yes, and over the top.
Yes. Yeah, so we look at human architecture, hasn't really evolved very much.
We're not very clever, are we?
Well,
not compared to back then.
You have to ask the questions, really.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you, Chen. I think we need to get Andy back.
Yes, okay.
We're at
Well,
the end
it's
of
been
our
my pleasure, my dear. We always have some laughs and some fun.
Yes, we do.
And hopefully the audience pick up on the fun that you and I have together, because this should be fun. This should be organically interesting conversations, but ones that we can laugh at and enjoy.
Yes. Yes, at the expense of taking the mickey out of Andy. Not
yes,
really.
well, he deserves it. So we can't feel too bad. Well, I don't, certainly, anyway. It's part of our contract.
Yes, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. You wouldn't say anything you weren't supposed to.
Well, I might do. But I'm sure he'd complain.
Yes, yeah, I might have to. I might too.
Yes. Okay, well,
thank you very much,
everyone, and yourself, my dear. And we will look forward to the next
Monday.
Yes, which will be wonderful.
Okay, thank you, Jen.
Okay, good day to you all.
Hello. All right.
Yeah, I think so.
Good. Eyes are running.
See.
So that was
Chen kept everyone
laughing, really.
Laughing, of course. Yeah, it's always good.
Yes. Somebody's just asking on YouTube, how can we take part without Facebook? In this, do you mean this is the only?
I think this streams on. Well, they're on. Yeah, you're on YouTube anyway.
Yeah.
Probably talking about the Chen chats that we do.
Oh yeah.
Maybe talking about. There's two different things, isn't there? So the workshops that we do are via Zoom, so they're not actually on YouTube or Facebook. So they're like a private Zoom kind of session, and then we do the free worldwide meditations, and they are also webinars on Zoom as well. Actually, so they're both not on.
A link for that.
Yeah. So again, they're both not on Facebook or YouTube, so they're both private Zoom sessions. So it's a case of hop over to the website, really. On our website, we've got our courses, all of the events that we do, and there's links to everything, all the free events and all the paid events as well. And of course, all the protection courses that we do. So we're trying to run a protection course continually, because so many people continually ask us lots of questions about protection and want to join those courses and classes, really, to understand it more. And I think more people from the mental health areas are starting to understand this conversation about holding sovereignty and what that means and why it's kind of a must do for most people.
Yeah.
And people that, again, we see working through client lists every day of people that have intrusive thoughts, voices, and all the negative things, anxiety, depression. And most of those things can be resolved really quickly with initially a clearing. But of course, if you understand what to do and how to manage your energy, then of course that is the step change. And that's kind of what we've had to do, really. 20 years ago, we were both having a huge amount of negative interference every day, all of the time. And that went on for kind of 2 years as we learned different ways of doing things and read books and generally went mad for a bit, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why we've ended up doing this, what we do now, because we've kind of walked the talk, we've walked the path, we've been kind of at the end of our tether with dealing with a lot of this negative interference. In fact, it was a conversation I think we had with someone the other day, that we actually could write our story, or we could start to talk about our story from the time we met and how we both kind of got pushed onto the spiritual path, and then how we started to have all of this negative interference. So I was seeing demonic entities with people all of the time. They'd pop up from behind them. Jayne was having problems sleeping, and we were both having a lot of sleep problems.
A few more problems than that.
I know Gareth here. I know Gareth is sort of following really my footsteps in that way, really, that he's had quite a difficult time from the negative side, trying to interfere, really. And that was kind of my world. So the world that Gareth or Gaz is experiencing is or has been tread by myself and many others. And it's how we've learned and have skilled ourselves to be able to deal with this level of negative interference. And then you get to a point that you realise it's not just a case of protecting yourself, you start pushing it back. And then, of course, you start training and teaching other people that are interested. So the whole thing becomes a skill set that you kind of organically have without wanting to. But then you start to realise that you're in a good place to do that, really.
Yeah, and you don't get a choice either, do you? You know, once you're thrown in at the deep end,
no,
things never go back to the way they were before. But then would you want them to?
You did at one point. You used to say, when am I going back to my normal life?
Yeah.
In fact, you used to ask that every week.
I didn't actually realise how terrible my normal life was, though, did I?
Well, not at the time, no. But then that is the funny thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to quickly draw a card?
Oh, yeah,
just
let's do that,
because I'm aware that we've hit our hour. I'm sure these people have got other things to do.
So we've got our Chen cards, basically. So these are kind of our new Chen cards that have been kind of in the making for quite some time. So I'm going to use them on my groups and classes. So we thought we'd do them on here as well. So I'm going to basically pull a couple of cards. So you can select the card for you of the couple that we pull. So if you pull one and I pull the other.
Okay, let me take the top one.
That was easy. I'll take the bottom one. So the thing is, are you going to go for Jayne or me, really? So just put a bit of thought into the card. This is the card for you for today, for the week, basically your card. So just think which one you're aligned with. And then, do you want to start or do you want me to?
No, you can.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can. So if you picked my card, so my card is Negative Thoughts, Employ Spiritual Protection, Chen. So a picture of Chen stressed basically with negative thoughts. So if you're having negative thoughts, intrusive thoughts, feeling intrusive things going on really in your life because you picked this card, then it's a case of considering your spiritual protection. So again, just employing the normal techniques that we talk about. So some sea salt around the bed, a thought out to the guides when you go to sleep to protect you from interference, a thought out to Chen and the team to clear your field, spiritual meditation. So if you go to our website, there are free meditations you can do from the website that take you through a quick clearing, grounding, protect your field, call in the guides. So if you picked my card, Negative Thoughts, that's what I would point you at and signpost you to, really. And then Jayne's going to turn her card.
We watch and wait. You must invoke help. Can you see that or not? I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's coming out clear, isn't it?
Actually.
We watch and wait. You must invoke help. I think that's really what we've just been talking about, isn't it? Don't need to say any more about that. If you're in our position,
so yeah,
find somebody like Andy who can help you. You might want to find somebody that's local to you, or you might want to reach out. But it's definitely worth doing. It becomes really essential.
Yeah. Also, really, that card is to ask your guides. So your guide, that is supposed to be your guide, sat watching and waiting you whilst you're in bed asleep. So they're sat there watching. If you don't ask for help, you won't get help. So if you want help with parking space, ask for a parking space. Give them the job of finding you one. If you need help with protection, put the thought out, ask them. So if you're going through trauma, difficult choices in your life, need a bit of guidance, put the thought out and just ask them, I want some help. Can you give me some guidance? And then something will happen during the day and you'll think, oh, there it is. I'll see a feather, pigeon, or something will happen. And you'll think, oh, that's the guidance that I asked them to give me. They're giving me the everything's going to be okay. Thumbs up.
Yeah, so, I do that with a white feather.
Yeah.
I can be not worried about something. I don't generally try not to worry these days. But if something has been on my mind, I might be looking for a white feather, but it'll just be there. So
Perfect.
Vanessa says, I picked right, Andy's card. We still have a stock of the cards too. We do still have some left, yeah. Yeah, for sale. They're on the website. £40 a pack. And I know, I think if you're in Australia, I think that makes them terribly expensive, which we do apologise for. But well, Candy's here. Hi, Candy. But they're actually not cheap to produce. I think we ordered about 60 boxes or something, didn't we? But they were still very expensive to produce. But I suppose they should be because they're nice quality.
Yeah. And they spent a whole year working with us.
Yes.
You wouldn't believe how difficult it is to get a PDF to a company the right size with the right dots per inch and the right this and the right that and everything else that they need to create the books and the rest of it. So we embarked on this idea that Chen said, wouldn't it be good if we had a pack of Chen cards? And we went, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
So we'll just use some AI images and Chen can give us the narration for the card and then he can narrate the page in the book. So we thought that's easy. We can do that 5 minutes, which we did. And then spent about 9 months trying to get the cards in the right state, on the right format to the company that need them a specific way to print them.
Yeah.
And then the first pack came back, there were duplicates, the book was wrong.
So bad.
Basically, we went through quite a patient process to...
You weren't very patient.
Well, no, I couldn't believe how difficult it could be.
I know.
So,
I know. And your IT background, you are sort of techie background too. But...
I'm not a designer.
Oh,
though.
they were. Labour of love. So anyway, if you fancy a pack, they're 40 quid. They're on the website in the shop. So come and have a look.
Perfect. Great to see Candy. And I think Keisha's here as well. Spot on. It's hard for me to ask for help. I think that's the thing, actually, Keisha, is that I think it is Keisha, is that it is hard to ask for help. But when you're asking in your mind, you're not verbalizing it particularly. You just need to think, can you help me? And then you get the help. And as Candy says, the parking is great, really. We do it all the time. Because in the UK, obviously, we've got a tiny island with too many people and no parking spaces anywhere for anything, generally, especially hospitals. So if we're going somewhere, the first thing I do is connect to Chen. Can you sort us a parking space out? And then we kind of just drive in expecting to be able to park. And we, 9 times out of 10, someone pulls out and then you pull into their space.
Yeah.
And it's kind of perfect, really. So so definitely try that. I know you guys in the States don't need to because your roads are about 2 miles wide and about 100 miles long, and you don't have any parking problems, basically. But
not like here.
But for anyone else that's not in the States, then we do have parking problems.
Everything's shoehorned into the UK, isn't it?
Basically, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Diana's here as well, Diana 120.
Oh, hi, Diana. Good to have you here too. Yeah, perfect.
Right, the little trap up.
Yeah, I think we're done. Okay, folks, we'll grab the mouse.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining. Hope you guys have enjoyed the session. I'm sure most people do. And I'm sure you do because you've been laughing with Chen, which is always good.
Yes. Yes.
And, we'll call it a day and we'll catch you folks
see
again
you next week.
So we'll say bye for now.
Cheerio.